by heart. Everybody should know Mishnayos by heart, Tani by heart, Chumash by heart. למען שיוכל לחזור עליהם בהלכו ברחוב, בסוג וכדומה. That anytime you have free time and you walk in the street and you have free time, instead of using your cell phone, use it to learn Torah. If you don't know by heart and you have a smartphone, let the smartphone do the Shiur Torah for you. Instead of listening to Narishkat, you could listen to Shiur Torah, etc. That's what you should do as a businessman. Now, second one, avoida im zuloso, to walk with somebody else. בעת הדיבור בענייני עסק, יסובב הדיבור לספר איזה סיפור תוכני. When you're talking to somebody business, make sure that you're doing the business to be, not just also talking to them about some Yiddishkeit, ולמצוא עילה וסיבה לעורר על דרך לימוד וכיוצא בזה. And try to wake up the person that you should have a Shiur Torah, you should learn something more. This way, you do business at the same time, you make sure that somebody else are learning Torah.
Sure.
It's not easy to be a Baal Isaac. It's not selling and buying only. You have to make sure that your time is used for Lemon Torah. I actually heard that there was a guy that one day came home and told his wife, make a big party. So she said, what's that best? He said, I finished the Shas. He said, you finish the Shas every year. Why now you finish the Shas, you're making a party? So he said to her, the regular one that I learn every day is 6-7 blocks. That's the regular share that I have. But sometimes I have to go to the bank, sometimes I have to go to the post office, sometimes I have to go to the grocery. What I do in the time that I'm waiting for a line? I'm learning something. Today I finished the Shas with all this couple minutes I have here. So this is a big, big simcha for me. So emphasize simcha for learning Torah. The rabbi doesn't feel so good? Anybody know information? Peretz, you know any information about Rabbi Marsov?
No.
The last I heard that he doesn't feel so good, but nevertheless he's going to give the shiur. You heard it?
No.
The last I heard is that he doesn't feel so good, and nevertheless he's going to give the shiur today.
Who? The rabbi. Oh my! All of a sudden, the camera is working.
Shabbos, I had a chance to read a lot of stories from the Rebbe. So one of the stories I read, I hope everybody doesn't mind.
No, not at all. Please.
So
Call run.
This guy from Flatbush, his name is Fishman. His face looked familiar to me when I saw the picture, but I'm not sure if he's my customer or not. I'm going to find out after that when I open the business, if I do.
Oh, you do. I'm glad I took my suit out.
So he writes that his parents is a Holocaust survivor, and when he came to America, survived and got married. After they have him, they were so happy to have a boy, to start a family, etc. And then they sent him to learn at Israel. And there was a big deal, for a bocher, probably in the 50 or the 60, go to learn at Israel. It's a big deal. So he came back either Pesach or Sukkot, one of this time, and he seen nobody in the airport to greet him. So he something is not right. Finally, he see his cousin. He said, "I'm sorry to tell you, but they find in the liver from your father a very, very bad sickness, the Yana Machle, and he's in a hospital. So instead of going home, we're going to drive straight to the hospital." A kid that come home so happy to see his father, and now the whole world is destroying him. But he had no choice. He went to the hospital, and he saw his father is in a very bad condition. And the doctor explained to him what's going on, and from then on, everything went like down. So his father was a Karliner Chosid, and he took him to Karlin, he took him to different Flatbush people to see how Shabbos. He wanted to have some Yiddishkeit in him. And one of the places he took him to the Rebbe to see the Lubavitcher Rebbe also. So he should know everything. He should know Karlin, he should know Lubavitch, he should know other Hasidim. It should be interesting in Yiddishkeit, the kid, because American boy at that time, it wasn't so popular to be frum and keep Shabbos and kosher, etc.
You have to wait.
Kitzer,
Okay, go ahead.
you get to a point. If anybody here the Rabbi Marsov starring told me, I'll stop.
Okay.
You get to a point that his father was very, very sick. And it was before Rosh Hashanah. So his father told him, we'll go to get a brocha for the year from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. So he made a Yichides, and the whole family came in. And then when the Yichides beginning, his father came close to the Rebbe table and talked to the Rebbe close to his ear, like the family should not hear everything. And the Rebbe gave him brochas, and everybody ready to leave. Then the Rebbe said to him, I want you to stay here. So he's shocked, the whole family go, and the Rebbe told him to stay. So the door closed. Now it's just him and the Rebbe. The Rebbe went to the wall, pulled out the Gemara Maseches Brochas, and he opened in Daf Yudal from wood base. And the Rebbe sat down and started the Gemara. And the Gemara talking about over there about Chizkiah Melech when he was sick. So the Novi came to him and he told him that you're going to die soon. So he said, I believe in the Eibishter. So he told, I believe in Hashem. So he told him, yeah, but you had a Gzeira. So he told him, but it says that afilu cheret chadam monachat al rosh, even a sword stay on your neck, still believe in Hashem and don't be scared. So the Rebbe saw that the kid backing up. So the Rebbe told him, come to the other side of the table, next to the Rebbe. And the Rebbe started reading the Gemara together with him. And then the Rebbe told him, you should read the Gemara. And like this, for half an hour, the Rebbe told him that you have to have bitochen in Hashem, and everything will be okay, even though your father is very, very sick, ill, and he doesn't have a long time to go out. I'm sorry. Hello? No, we are closed already from last Sunday. I'm sorry. Have a good Yom Tov. Bye-bye. I get this kind of phone calls all day long because I made my machine to go to my phone, and everybody want to clean for Pesach, and I have to tell them my clothes. I'm sorry. It hurts, but the Rebbe is running the show.
Yeah, it's a dangerous.
Nothing I could do. It's dangerous. Some people still don't understand it, unfortunately. So where I'm holding in the story, that the Rebbe told him that I want you to read the Gemara. And he was reading the Gemara, and then the kid hopped what the Gemara talking about. When the Rebbe felt that the kid understand that his father is in a very dangerous situation, and he should not be depressed, and his father should not be depressed, the Rebbe prepared him for that. And he felt like he understood. So he was going out. It took half an hour. He's going out. So although he was a teenager this time, it was winter time. However, it was cold. He was sweating, very, very sweating. So on the way home in the car, he told the father, when the father turned to him and he said, you understand why the Rebbe told you to read this Gemara? You understand? The kid says, yeah, I understand very good. And again, he asked him, do you understand why the Rebbe told him to read this Gemara? And again, he said, yes. Kids, they got home. First thing what his father do, pull the Gemara, and they learn together the Gemara. And of course, the father is crying because the father know that how many days I have a chance to learn this Gemara with my son. And 2.5 months later, his father passed away. And as a teenager, he took it very, very hard. And he left yeshiva, and he went off the way. But while he was down, he went off the way because, nervous and etc. he was thinking about the Yechidus, the Rebbe, with the Gemara. The Rebbe told him, you're going to be with Dikaon. Dikaon meaning depressing. And that's why he took him to leave Yeshiva and go to the way he go. But you have to remember that Afilu Cherev Chadam Munachat, even though you have a sword on your head, don't be scared. Keep have bitachon on Hashem, you'll go out of it. And that's what Taki keep him back in Yiddishkeit. And he said, today he's married, Baruch Hashem, and he has a wife and children, and he built a big family. All have understood with the kid needs
You have enough?
when he's working for the government today, for some when the government make a contact with somebody, that's his job. See, he's like the middleman. So Panos yesterday, a big family yesterday. All why? Because his time and making like if he's his father, like teaching him the more that he should understand that no matter. So I figure I'll say this story this morning because it's very appropriate. You know, each one of us is difficult with Panos. So each one has difficult with the children in the house. You know, you're going crazy already. You want to go out. You want some fresh air. You want to continue life, but the Rebbe says no. You have to sit in the house still and learn Torah. Anybody else want to tell a story? More than one.
I just got a hello.
Yes.
I just got a text from Fritz that the rabbi is on. I think we're in the wrong place.
No,
Where is the rabbi?
he came on for a
I
minute.
have no idea, but Peretz just texted me the rabbi is on.
He came on a minute ago.
Okay.
Let's wait a second and see. Maybe he went to the wrong button.
I'll show you the button.
Oh, the rabbi is
The
on.
screen for RM is
I said
RM is
rabbi
on.
is on.
That rabbi's in a different place now?
No, the rabbi.
No.
Maybe the rabbi is on mute.
We don't see him.
There, the picture, his icon's here.
Yeah, I see the RM.
I'm gonna ask him to talk.
Oh, brother, we all hear you. We'll dedicate this year for your refuah shlema.
Amen.
You see the rabbi?
Yes, in the right side, the second one.
I'm on the phone. I don't have a computer. I don't hear anything.
Rafal, good morning. Rafal, hear
All
me?
right. Now I hear.
Okay.
Yes, we
Okay.
hear.
We want to dedicate today's shir to Yosef Yitzchak Ben Yaakov, the father of one of our fellow members in Beis Menachem Mendel, who comes to the shir every Sunday, passed away, unfortunately, from this dreadful virus. Menachem
Grossman's father.
Menachem Mendel Grossman's father passed away on Friday. He told me that he's a Maimonides. He was texting his father back and forth. 1 o'clock was the last time he texted his father, and 3 o'clock they called him. His father went into ICU, and it's saddest thing is people are passing away. No one's there by Tzias and Hashoma.
Right.
And they texted me this morning. His father's name is Yosef Yitzchak Ben Yaakov. He texted me this morning. Shemini Adas is backed up. There's 40 funerals today. The hearse is passing my mother's house in Borough Park at 12, passing 770 at 12:30, then going to Old Montefiore Cemetery in Queens.
I don't think Misaskim let more than 10 people in the Levaya, you know.
Right. So
if the family and the driver were 10, they don't let you come into the cemetery.
yeah, and to me it's a plia atzuma that there are still people in the Frum Olam that are trying to make minyonim, these type of minyonim. I have no idea why. What's the big taiva to make now minyonim? The same Rebbeinu Shalom that said that we should daven b'tzibur said that we should now daven b'yechidus. Anyway, I think everyone that's on today understands the singing thoroughly, so there's no point preaching to the choir.
I sent a video on last night to everybody on Beis Menachem Mendel.
Yeah.
A stupid bochrim in 770 makes
Yeah.
Achilul Hashem, such Achilul Hashem, Rebbeinu Shel Olam.
Yeah, really, I feel like that.
and they have to fight with this bochrim.
What Achilul Hashem, Rachmana Litzlan, Rachmana Litzlan.
They don't listen to Rabbonim, they don't listen to Rabbi, they don't listen to nobody. It's the Efkerwelt. It's Poshet Efkerwelt.
Yeah, well,
I have
I
a
know.
question.
Yeah.
Pinchas, good morning.
Good morning, Pinchas.
Is one allowed to actually call the? Thank you. Is one allowed to actually call the police on such people that I know you don't do that, but now you're talking about people who can Hasu Shalom, go to the worst. So it's a tough question. But
Look, I mean, I would say that that the first thing is to talk to them directly, to tell them that that this is osur. All Rabbonim are agreeing now that this is osur. So why are they doing it? It's because the Rebbeinu Shalom wants. But yeah, they're definitely being roidev. There's no question that they're being roidev.
I heard a video from Rabbi Yaroslavsky. He's the chief rabbi of Chabad in Eretz Israel.
Yeah.
And he said, if you see somebody davening a minyan, please call police and make sure he's arrested because he has a dinner for Tzech. That's what he said.
Yeah. So those people are roidev, but Pinchas, I would advise first to talk to them directly. This way, maybe the level of being annoyed might not go up so high. The police will come; they'll maybe take it as a badge of honor. But first, if you tell them that this is repugnant, Rachmana Litzlan, I don't understand why would a person?
I have to buy a bullhorn.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad that people still think it's a joke. Could you imagine? They have today 40. They're backed up. The 40 Elavayas today.
Wow.
And the Chevra Kadisha.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not doing the business is regular. They're dressed up in the full gear, like if you look at the Chevra Kadisha, and they look like they're in a spaceship. The thing is, there are some people like myself that I have it. And, and then they're gifting it to the whole world. Rachmana Litzlan. Okay, there's so much to do. Ayon Kotzav Amalocha Merube and Lulei Teroscha Shashue Ozavadati Beonye. I'm now in absolute isolation. I mean, I'm not talking about the self-imposed isolation, which has gone on for the past 2 weeks. But I'm free to walk around the house. I'm literally locked up now. I have 2 rooms in the house for myself, and Baruch Hashem that we have Torah to learn, and that keeps us alive. Okay, before we start, I just wanted to summarize something which was important for last week and important for this week, which is the sale of chametz. I sent out a shtar of like the regular shtar Hashah. You don't have to print it out, and the main thing is just to send back an email with your name and address, and if you want to be specific about the places. I just want to read for you a shtickle Rambam, which is relevant to this thing. The Rambam is in Hilchas Mechira Perek. You don't have it, I don't think, in your sources, unless Yoel, I just sent it to him this minute, 5 minutes ago, unless he sent it out just now. But it's easy Rambam. It's in Hilchas Mechira Perek, Halacha Yudalef Yud Beis Yud Gimel. Yesh dvarim harbe shein tzarichem kinyan, ve'en lekinyan b'hem tam. There are many things that don't need a kinyan. There's no point in a kinyan. Go ahead. For example, one of the examples is ois a shliach, a person who makes a shliach. If you appoint a shliach to do some job for you, you don't have to make a kinyan. What's the point? However, Rambam continues, no gurevim akemis lahaknes leniknes eila dvarim. There is a minig in most Jewish places to make a kinyan. And they say, for example, in a shtar, that we made a kinyan from Reuven, that he made Shimon a shliach. So the Rambam continues in the next halacha, kinyan zeh shenogel haknes beila dvarim eine kinyan eine moyel klum elo lo idea shein eme dvarim elo kemesachik umahasel elo shegomer beliebe vach kachama. That this kinyan is only that to say that it's not a joke. It's not a joke. If a person says, "Believe shalom ani amarti v'gamarti lasas davar zeh," then you don't have to make a kinyan. So the same thing applies with the sale of chametz. What's happening is like this: you're not selling the chametz to me. I'm not buying your chametz, unless you were a Rebbe. The Chabad Rebbes, they sold the chametz to the Rav. So if you think you're a Rebbe, then you'll talk to me. We'll deal with that. But otherwise, I'm not buying anyone's chametz. I'm not buying anyone's chametz. I'm your shaliach. I'm your agent, and I'm selling it to a goy. Now, so usually we make a kinyan, and the kinyan is that you're making it clear that it's not a joke that I am your shliach. That's the point of this kinyan. That's the whole long and short of it. But if a person says believe shalom ani amarti v'gamarti lasas davar zeh, then it's good enough. It's just as if you made the kinyan. So whenever you sign,
The shliach could make another shliach.
the shliach could make another shliach. That's another issue. Yes, but in on my case, I'm selling it myself anyway. Mitzvah Hashem.
If you still be in the room closed, it will be difficult.
No, Mitzvah Hashem by then it won't be a problem. Also, I'll put on gloves and I'll put on a mask. I'll go out in the front of the house. The other Rabbonim that usually sell it through me, I'm going to tell them that they have to come the night before. If they want to be cowboys, they'll have to do it with someone else. I'm going to have a hard time getting an Ot of Kabbalah because I'm going to have to tell the Ot of Kabbalah the truth of where I'm standing. But I'll put on gloves and a mask and I'll do it in front of my house. Hopefully the Ot of Kabbalah will not be nervous about it. And by then it'll be also... But they say 7 days after the symptoms are finished, then it should be fine. Agam, they don't know anything. Okay, so the bottom line is whenever you fill out that thing, or if you already filled it out and sent it, so you could say it now. You say, Belev shalom ani amarti v'gamarti lasas davazeh. You can say it in English. You're saying, I'm doing it with a full heart, and I mean it, and I'm saying it, and I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. Okay. Now let's go to the three Sheilos of today. Yeah.
I'm sorry. If for some reason the shaliach did not sell it, was not able to sell it to the goy, is your chametz still in the level of sold? Can you mevatel it?
Yeah. If you did, look, that's what Chabad has been doing. For example, for years, they do it online, and they have it's extra cream on the cake to strengthen it, to say that, like the Rambam says, that it's not critical. When you make a shliach, you don't need a kinyan, but it's to strengthen it and to make it sure that it's clear that you made the shliach.
So I'm saying if he didn't sell it, if the
Rav didn't sell it, you're in Gehakta herring.
Oh, yeah.
You're in Gehakta.
What's the next step?
Oh, well, let's not talk about that. Hopefully, I would advise every dog.
Can you be mevatel?
Well, you can be mevatel things that you plan to sell. I would advise myself and every other of that's selling chametz this year to do it a little earlier than usual because of the craziness of what's happening. Usually we sell it as late as possible, just in case a straggler comes. I think this year, thinking about the stragglers is misplaced. Rachmanis should try to do it. I'm still thinking if I should do it the day before. I'm probably going to do it Erev Yom Tov, just as early as possible, and that's it. Okay, let's go to the three Sheilos. The first Sheila is a Sheila that many people are asking because for example, many people, this is the first Pesach they're doing in years, and now they're buying dishes for Pesach, and there's a question about toiveling the dishes. You know, you can get UPS to deliver a whole bunch of dishes, but going out and toiveling it is difficult and problematic. Simple eitzah. There's a very simple eitzah. Although someone already called me, I gave him a simple eitzah, and his wife got on the phone and she let me know, Rabbi, I don't care about your eitzahs. I'm going to toivel the dishes. Okay? I said, if you're going to go toivel the dishes, just make sure afterwards you wash.
Recording is on.
That you wash the dishes good with soap. So again, the first shaila we have here is if a person buys dishes, what to do? The best eitzah is to give it a matana to a goy. but obviously you have to know how to do it. You have to know how to do it. But if you know how to do it, and we'll learn right now how to do it, you're good. And that's going to work as long as Rahman al-Islam we're dealing with this Corona thing. Loi meboye, things that are for Pesach, that's mamish not a problem. We put it away, and next year we'll the Mitzvah Hashem in Yerushalayim Mir HaKodesh we'll deal with toiveling it and we'll deal with it in a few minutes actually. But even other dishes that you're using more than 7 days, you're going to be using it day after day. There's a good this eitzah works. Okay, before we speak further, let's just go straight in. Thank you, Yoel, for sending out the sources. Look at the top source. Zok the Shulchan Aruch in Yoda Deya Simen Kuf Chof the last sif. Im Shachar Valahit Bil Kli Me'erev Shabbos or Me'erev Yom Tov. A person forgot and he didn't toivel a Kli Erev Shabbos or Erev Yom Tov. Yitnena Lagoi b'matona v'achkech yishalenu mimenu u'mutar lishtamish boy. And then he should take it from the guys alone. He's allowed to use it. V'chein yasta zok der Ramah afilu b'chol b'mokim shein le mikveh. He should do that in a place where there's no mikveh. V'im ave v'shtamish b'kli b'la tvila. If a person uses a keli without tvila lo nasa mashen shtamish boy, the food is not also v'yid belanu oy. Then he should toivel it afterwards. Zok the Taz itnena l'goy nidali the haytekuna eina ela lepisha lahaina lo yitza Shabbos abachol kol zman shein le mikveh. It's only for that Shabbos or for a day, and because there's no mikveh. Aval acher Shabbos she's daman like mikveh even shishtakei lamas biyad Yisrael vada the kalukuch biyadi. If it's going to stay in his hands for long term, it'll be as if he bought it. It's if he bought it back from the goy. If a goy gave a collateral to a yid, and the goy said, forget about it. I don't want to pay you back. You just keep my loan. My collateral. The tzarich tvila, the yidus the toivel that pot. Vesud gabetala shula matzina gamkim shepturim etzitzis kol amad yoim. That 30 days it's part of a tzitzis ach kekach chayiv. They need a kishaloi afterwards is chayiv because it looks like it's yours. Akein ochenida ochenam the tzarich tvila that after a while you do need tvila. Achashev shala litvala fila babracha. And then you could toivel it even with a bracha. Avakiv and shains mefurish poiskim because it's not mefurish a poiskim that you could toivel it with a bracha. Yesh lizosh yad bo kli achirimoy. You should toivel another kli with it mishum chashash safek bracha because of a chashash of safek bracha. Let me explain. Even though it sounds from the Taz that the Taz says that like sort of that the limit is up to 30 days, but it's a miltza b'taima. Because in our situation, it's clear that there's special circumstances. So l'choira, I don't think that there's a limit of 30 days. As I said, for Pesach dishes is anyway less than 30 days. But any the other dishes, it's really not kedai to risk your life, Rahman al-Islam. And I think it's a good eitzah to give it to a goy. Now, what is he saying afterwards about toiveling without a bracha? So, like this: if the goy is going to give it, if the goy is later going to give it to you, l'mashal, it's a goy that works for you, and the goy picked up the box with the kalim, and then the goy gives back to you the box of the kalim. Then I don't think the Taz has any problem. The versteht sich you can make a bracha. Here he's talking about. A guy was passing your house. A yid at a kretschman. A guy was just passing. So he says, just like, sometimes a Shabbos guy, you say, excuse me, sir, could you pick up this box? It's a matana for you. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. But now a month later, a week later, the guy is not there. So the truth is, the Taz says that because it was nishtak beyad the Yisrael, it became the Yisrael, therefore it could be toivel with a bracha. But he has a suffix. So therefore, when you're going to go toivel it only without a bracha, unless you have another keli that you could make a bracha on it. But if the goy is going to give it back to you, behedye, it's a goy that you have a relationship with. So then, versteht sich, you can make a bracha. There's no shaila. Let's go to the next source, the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe brings this din in Hilchos Shabbos. The Alter Rebbe says, "Muter lahatbil kli chodesh b'Shabbos, afila yaef shel advila me'erev Shabbos. Ven chosher kumetaken kli hurl min ha'Torah muter l'shtamish b'lo tefila ven chiv tefilos elam devri sefer." So you therefore, because Minatoid you're allowed to use it, so it's not considered like you're metaken mon on Shabbos. It's considered as if you're metaken the dish also. Even if you couldn't toivel. Yomtiv, if you couldn't, you could be toivel on Yomtiv. Obviously, according to the opinion that Tfilas Kalim is Minatoida, that's Mamash Tikun. Minatoida, you have to be toivelit. And so now that you toivelit, you're mataken a keli. L'divrei hakoil, was ruach hachomim, neshadem l'mataken kli mamish, shu'av malocha. The Yiddish Shemayim Yitzes Kulam. What will the Yiddish Shemayim do? V'yiten akli l'goy b'matona v'yachze v'shalenu mimenu. Those ain't tzarech tefillah klal. Shemut lit matona b'Shabbos shel tzorech haShabbos. You're allowed to give a matona when it's tzorech haShabbos. Mekomokem achav Shabbos tzorech ladvila below bracha. After Shabbos, you should be toivelet without a bracha. Again, the Alter Rebbe said to be toivelet after Shabbos without a bracha, because the Alter Rebbe was talking about the guy walked away. So now it's only yours because eventually the guy is never going to come pick it up. It's mishtakeh biyad Yisrael. But still, zil hoche l'chumra. We're betoivelet l'chumra. But on the other hand, you can't make a bracha. Maybe really it's still the guy's. But if the guy l'hedya gave it back to you, you could make a bracha. Now, what's important to know is that you have to, it's a matona. Don't say it's a mechira. Acquisition with a goy is very complicated. If acquisition with a goy was simple, then every person would sell his own chametz to a goy. So, how should a goy be koinet? The two ways, either meshicha or hagbah. There is a whole discussion, you shouldn't give matana to a goy, but anyway, I think the answer is obvious. You're not doing him big favors. It's like giving the yotzmach time, you're giving him a package of candies. You know, it's not it's you're doing it for your own good, not for his good. You can't be mezake it to a goy. You can't pick it up and say, why? Because zechia is metam shlichus. And there's no shlichus for a goy. Atem, gam atem. So there's no, you can't chometz. There's a concept of a shtaru disa, that you write a contract and you write, ani moide shemacharti hakli legoy bekinyan amoil. I'm moide that I must mamoichet to goy bekinyan amoil. Now, some say that that's a joke, it's a farce, but you didn't. Others say no, disa is a kinyan itself. When you say, I am moide, that I sold it to him, bekinyan amoil, that is a kinyan. So, under the circumstances today, then a person perhaps could use this eitzah. The other eitzah would be, I probably there will be rabbonim that will do, while they're selling the chometz, they'll maybe sell, if there was a big demand, I would look into it. But whoever asked me the Sheilos said, oh yeah, we have a goy, we have a shiksa, we have a goy, there's someone that could pick up for us, and that's not a problem.
Rabbi, if you sell the goy, you give it to him in matana, right?
Yeah, don't sell a matana.
Yeah, when he give you back, you have to give him something, like a price or something?
No, it's not a mechira. It's not a mechira. Well, it's nice to show him appreciation. You give him a candy. Huh? Yeah, why not? But no, it's not a sale. It's not a sale. It's not like chometz, which is a sale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I again, if you're like that lady that after I gave her husband the whole arichas of how to, what's it called, and you're gonna still decide that you want to toivel it, make sure you wash it with hot water afterwards and with a lot of soap.
I was reading in Kfar Chabad in Israel on Friday. The guy came to take a picture from the place where the mikveh is empty, and never he saw a guy toivel himself in the place with the toivel kelim. So he said, "Rahmon al-Tzam, what a tipesh you are." Now the Kfar Chabad closed this mikveh also.
Wow.
It could be.
Wow, the boyna shalom.
I think he has Mesiras Nefesh, he went to the mikveh. Tipesh. Kfar Chabad cannot use this mikveh for kelim, and it's a Pesach.
Wow.
You don't even think that
Rabbi,
like that.
Okay, so anyway, but this is really a valid eitzah. This is a valid eitzah, and that's I don't think it's a big mitzvah to run out and put yourself in danger to go toivel it. If you could do this with a goy, That's the valid Eitzah. Second question is, there was a bunch of questions that were relevant to Menachem Grossman. But one is an interesting question, which is a minik Chabad. Look at the next source. Before we go to the next source, I'm not sure if I made a copy of this, but there's a very the Yecheskel, the very sad story about Yecheskel, which is Nebuch, which is negated to the situation today. Yecheskel and Perek Chav Dalet, the Eibush to tell them, Ben Adam, hinni loikeach mimcha es machmad einecha b'magefa, v'loi sispad, v'loi sifke, v'loi s'oved dimasecha. He said that the Eibush said to Yecheskel, the Rachmana litzlan, that his dear wife will pass away. And however, he will not act as an ovel. He will not cry. He will not act in avelus. He'oneg doim meisim evel loy sasa pe'ercha chov v'shalecha u'no'olcha sosim beraglecha v'loy sata al sofa v'lecha manoshim loy soichel. The Eibush told him, "Vadaber alam ba'boiker v'tomas ishti ba'orev." He told the people the nevuah in the morning, and that night his wife passed away. Va'az ba'boiker kasher tzuvesi, and I did as I was commanded, said Yecheskel. So what was it that he didn't act with avelus? So the people asked, what kind of thing was the Eibush trying to say? So that was a remes for the Churban. Amar Lavnei Yisrael Koyamar Hashem Alakim Hinni Mechalalas Mikdashi Goin Uschem Achmad Einechem Machmal Nafshechem, and the Eibush said that they're going to be in Nebuch such a terrible situation, they're not going to be able to even mourn properly those that will pass away. The Gemara learns a lot of dinim from here, and including it says Pe'ercha chavu shalecha, that your pe'er, you will not, usually a ovel doesn't have pe'er, and here the ovel is going to have the pe'er as glory. What's the glory? Pe'ercha is, so it's tefillin, like Rashi says here in the Tanakh, kol eila mitzvahs avelim va'ata chiluf ovel also betfillin v'sandal v'chayiv batifas harosh mavr noisesud rishonim shalachedim. But by Yecheskel it was the other way around. So from here we see that an ovel, at least the first day we see, and that's the halacha, that the ovel the first day of avelus doesn't put on film. That's the halacha. Let's read it in the Alter Rebbe, and this is for sure yes in the copies that you have. Ovel b'yem rishon shel avelus and b'yem akpura osar laniach tefillin mipnei shatefillin nikin pe'er shenam pe'ercha chav v'shalecha ve'evel ma'olol be'ofar karnoi ve'ino alosas pe'er tachas efer. That the Nebuch Evel is in a situation where his head is with ashes, and it's inappropriate to put the tefillin in a place of ashes. Ovel b'yem habeis chayiv b'tefillin. The main bitterness is one day. The bitterness lasts for one day. And the second day, there is but however, that's not minik Chabad. Minik Chabad is to put on tefillin after the levaya. Before the levaya, the person is an oinen, so he can't do any mitzvahs. But after the levaya, there's time that to put on tefillin. So look at the next source here in Flap. Ben Shechanowitz, are you here? Benzi is a good friend with Rabbi Ginsburg. So Rabbi Ginsburg, who is Rosh Yeshiva in Mir, and is also in partnership with Rabbi, he runs the Agudas Rabbonim, came to be Menachem Ovel the Rebbe after the Rebbetzin passed away. And Rabbi Ginsburg said to the Rebbe, that the pasuk says pe'ercha chav v'shalecha, that it's also to put on tefillin. But l'chayre, that's only tefillin sherosh, which is called chav v'shalecha, and not tefillin shel yad. He wanted to say a chiddush. The truth is the chiddush is not so off, because he hit on a good point. There's a Tzemach Tzedek with Tzemach Tzedek, which is the next source that you have on the list of sources. Someone Tzedek has a whole shaklavataya about it, that maybe Pe'ercha, Chovish Alecha means only Tefillin Sheilos, but then he says, it can't be, because Befedish in the Gemara, it says, Ovel Chayev B'chol HaMitzvos Chutz Min HaTefillin. So, but he does, the Tzemach Tzedek goes through many sources that maybe conceptually you might think such a thing. But the Rebbe answered him, B'negei la'alocha, Eino Ovel B'yom Rishon Maniach Tefillin Klal. You could say Pilpula Mahina here, but la'alocha it's not negei, because the ein chiluk ben Tefillin Sheilos l'shal yad, befrat la'adei is Tefillin shal yad, Tefillin Sheilos mitzvah achas. So befrat according to that opinion. Leidach b'negei l'maisa b'poel maisa rav. Yodua shemanichim Tefillin gam b'yom rishon afilu Tefillin derabenu tam. Wow. Then the Rebbe goes in, he says that the Tefillin is connected to Tchis HaMeisim, Kitzav Nashech Neofa, but the Gemara says Tefillin Demore Oma Maksiv, Umikam Chikisol Gacha B'Oretz, the Rebbe cares about the Yidden, he talks about the Mile of Yidden. So when there's one ice missing in the Tefillin, there's a problem with the whole Tefillin. And when the Yid passes away, there's a problem with the Eibish's Tefillin. So the Eibishter has to fix up his Tefillin, and Kitzav Nashech Neofa. And then his Tefillin will be kosher Tefillin. Just a typical beautiful word from the Rebbe. There's also another copy I in the sources from the Minchas Aluzer. There's a very, very long tshuva, and he not as good as the Rebbe, but he comes up with if the Misa and the Kvud is on the same day, that's when Chazal were talking about this. Very long tshuva. He says the Hog of his father, when his grandfather passed away, the Darkei Tshuva, that because the Yom HaMisa and Yom HaKvura were on separate days, so he did put on Tefillin. So most people today in America, anyway, the Yom HaMisa and Yom HaKvura is a separate day. So they can go with the Minchas Aluzer and put on Tefillin. A long tshuva, beautiful tshuva. But according to the Rebbe, even if the Yom HaMisa and Yom HaKvura is on the same day, a Yid should put on Tefillin.
After the Kvura.
Yep, after the Kvura. That a Yid should put on Tefillin. Pashtus, the Rebbe learns that it's not an Isur. It's not an Isur to put on Tefillin. It's an inyan of Avelus. It's a sign of Avelus, but it's not Asur. And if a person wants to put on Tefillin, he can put on Tefillin. And the Rebbe said Maisa Rav. In other words, other anhagas that the Rebbe did. So when a person will be a Rebbe, maybe he'll do it. But in this anhaga, the Rebbe said it's Maisa Rav. So anyway, that's going to be relevant for Menachem today. David shall helfen that none of us should have to know from these halachas at all, because Mashiach Tzidkenu will come and Kitzav Nashech Neofa.
Shiva and say Kaddish, so he doesn't.
No Kaddish, no nothing. He's lucky as a brother that's now in a different state, that there's still minyanim there like regular. So otherwise just sit shiva. Bli neder, I will send out a thing with his information so people could call him to be Menachem Avelim. Okay, third question. The third question is an interesting simchadika question. There is hopefully there's a chasana this Sunday. There's a mitzvah shem chasana. Sason Azar, his daughter Batsheva, is getting married in mitzvah shem.
Mazel tov.
And that's an unbelievable simcha. It's such a time that there's such a simcha. The simcha is mevatel the bitterness of the time. So the simcha is unbelievably big, bigger than usual. So an interesting shaila. If there will be a minyan by the Seder, so then how do you do Sheva Brachas? You can say, what's the big problem? You make Sheva Brachas. Problem is, you can't be moisef al minyan hakoises. And you're caught between a rock and a hard place. I know this
because I got married in Tesnisa.
Oh, wow.
I had Sheva only 3 times. That's it.
Wow. Wow. So, was tut man? Was tut man? It's a problem. So, we learned once about this. It's a pella, like the Mogan Avram in Siman Tov Ayin Beis, Parsha didn't get the memo. The Mogan Avram, I mean, I'm kidding when I say he didn't get the memo. He writes that if they bring a different wine, then you should make a toiva meitiv. It looks like Moisef HaKoises. No, it's not Moisef Al Minyan HaKoises.
It's like drinking between two and third.
Yeah, he says because it's a different cheshbon. It's a different cheshbon. Chazal said to do it, so Chazal said to do it. Anyway, no one's maker like the Magen Avraham. Even the Magen Avraham was not talking about a Sheva Brachas. And they say, Rabbi Yochanan says that the Rebbe was very makbid not to say L'chaim by the Suda of Pesach. And as we know, the Rebbe was makbid. I'll call oitz v'koitz, and everything was very b'diuk otzum. And by every meal, the Rebbe used to say l'chaim b'shas the Suda, Shabbos, Yom Tov, always. Just Pesach, the Rebbe didn't say l'chaim. Why? They said probably because when you say l'chaim, it looks like you're being moisef al minyan hakoises. There's 4 kois, and now there's another 4.5 koises. So therefore, the Rebbe didn't. That's what he says. That's his pshat.
But the Rebbe did drink a little bit. In 3 and 4.
Yeah, but didn't say l'chaim. But he didn't. That's what he says. He didn't say l'chaim. Anyway, if a person does want to make Sheva Brachas, there is several eitzes. The best eitzah is to follow what the Ramo himself says, even though he doesn't bring it in Shulchan Aruch, which is a pella, which some say, since he didn't bring this eitzah in Shulchan Aruch, it's a charotagat, and he decided that you should make no Sheva Brachas. But anyway, if you want to make a Sheva Brachas, you have the full right to make a Sheva Brachas, and the way to make the Sheva Brachas is like this. As I said, there are several eitzes how to make it, but the best eitzah is to follow the Darkei Moshe, which is to make that whoever is saying the Haggadah and Birchas Hamazon, the main person on the table, he's going to make Boire Priagofen on his kois, and on the Chosen's kois, someone is going to make the 6 brachas on the Chosen's kois. Then after that person is going to make the 6 brachas, or whatever, give out the kibudim on the Chosen's kois. And after they make the 6 brachas on the Chosen's kois, they give back the kois to the Chosen, and whoever is reading the Haggadah v'chulu, whoever is leading the table, is going to make Boire Priagofen. And the Chosen obviously himself is going to make Boire Priagofen. A Chosen will drink his kois, and the Bala, whoever's leading the Seder is drinking his kois, and everyone drinks their kois, and that's it. And you don't give the Kala to drink from that kois. Everyone drinks their kois, but the Sheva Brachas were said. That's the simplest eitzah of how to do it. I mean, if you want afke, before they make Boire Priagofen, they want to pour a little from the Chosen's kois into the Kala's kois, no problem. But once they say Boire Priagofen, you got to drink your kois and gendikt. So again, you look. I sent you here a copy of Tshuva from Reb Moshe Feinstein, where he's miyashiv exactly why it makes sense what the Darkei Moshe says, and he says that he would recommend if you want to make a Sheva Brachas to do that eitzah. Again, that there is. You're asking something? Yeah. By Birchas Hamazon. In other words, it's come out like you usually do. That the person who leads the Seder, so after benching he stops, and then they take the Chosen's kois, they pass it around, 6 people say the bracha, they give it back to the Chosen, everyone says Boire Priagofen, everyone drinks their kois, and that's it. The only problem is that l'chayre is ein ois mitzvahs chavilos, and the Chosen's kois is now one of the 4 koises plus the kois of the Sheva Brachas. For this we can rely on saying that the one that leads the Seder, his kois is really the kois shel bracha for Birchas Hamazon, and the chosen's kois, it needs to be 4 separate mitzvahs. But who says that the third mitzvah the chosen doing in his kois is the mitzvah of kois shel bracha shel Birchas Hamazon? Today we decided it should be for Sheva brachas. Nah, big deal. Usually, everyone at the tip, because we want to do 4 mitzvahs on the 4 koises. So everyone, usually there's 1 kosher bracha, and tonight everyone's having a kosher bracha on Birchas Hamazon. If you make a Sheva bracha, so we decided that the chosen is not doing a mitzvah. We're doing 4 mitzvahs. Okay, we found a different mitzvah to do on the kois. The kosher bracha, he's yoitz from the guy that's leading the Seder. And on his kois, he did the Sheva brachas, the mitzvah of Sheva brachas. And then they can get up and dance samach to samach and
Continue.
Until Pinchas Eliyahu comes in and is mavaser about the Geula Amitzvah Vashlem al Yedei Mashiach Tzidkenu.
Amen.
The Eibusha should help that much before that we should already hear in this Baser Besoides Toivus of the Geula Amitzvah Vashlem al Yedei Mashiach Tzidkenu, and all the Yidden should be safe. And that the Eibusha should give Parnosa Ba'archova to all of Klal Yisrael.
Amen.
Rabbi, I have a question, Rabbi. 2 questions.
Yeah, Pinchas.
Thank you. First of all, is there a shir tonight? And second of all, a lot of people have Baruch Hashem, a lot of people have food like chametz or whatever they have in their places of business, and they're locked up.
Okay, good. So put that in the sale. When you send to the Rav the sale of chametz, put the address of the business.
Great.
Don't risk going there to be mevar chametz. There's no point. Selling it is just as good. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's a sugi in the beginning of Psalchim. I don't know. Who says that Heim Amru that you should make a Sheva brachas?
It's not midirabanan Sheva brachas.
No, Sheva brachas is not a chiyuv. If there is a minyan, there is. I don't know. It's a good question. If there is a minyan, is there a chiyuv to make a Sheva brachas? I'm not sure. It's a good question. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. You're saying if there's a chiyuv to, there's 10 people, there's a chiyuv to make. So I hear. I have to think about it.
I think Chomim says your college just married. You drink a 4 cup of milk.
Sasson, you hear what we were talking about?
Yeah, thank you very much. It is not active.
Where is the Chatuna, Sasson?
In Hashem in June.
Oh, you push it back? I didn't know. Usually people hop on and do it now, so it's so cheap. You don't even need 10 people. You just make a small just hop on.
Listen, a girl getting married once a lifetime, she has to have the best and the most beautiful.
It's even cheaper when he comes.
Oh, Sasson, I didn't know. I thought that the chasna is on Yud Aleph Nisan, like it says in the invitation. So, and I told you that I'm going to answer the question you asked me then about how to do the Sheva brachas. Okay, so the chasna is going to be in June. When in June? Do you know?
Yeah,
it's still up in the air.
Still on the air.
Still in the air. Okay, fine.
Rabbi Sasson.
Yeah.
Are you still on the phone?
Yeah, he's on the phone.
I'm still on the phone.
I'll give you a surprise now. Right now, I'm going to make you a chatuna in my backyard. 10 people in my.
Sound good.
I'll make you a chatuna. Talk to the kala. Talk to the chatan. Talk to exactly 10 people. That means you and me is already 2. The chatan is 3. So you have another 7 people to collect. The rabbi is going to be 4. That's it. No women, only who need to be there. Nobody else. How about that?
Sound good, but doesn't look like. Thank you.
Sasa, ask your daughter and your wife.
Thank you.
It's a
I
bit.
had, yes,
In Kabbalah, the Chassan is not so simple. So I'm giving you off right now.
Rabbi, yesterday was a Brit in Far Rockaway.
Yeah.
A Brit for a relative of ours was the father, the mother, the mohel, and the baby.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Talk to the Kale and give me an answer by Azar. I'm still preparing the
We
backyard.
forgot about
I'm-
Leonardo. Was there too.
Thank you very much, Shmulik. Thank you very much. I'm giving you an answer. Be'ezrat Hashem, we will dance in the wedding when a lot of people and beautiful.
Yerushalayim.
Should be in Yerushalayim Yira Kodesh.
Okay.
It should.
Thank you very much.
Ask your daughter. Ask your wife. Ask them, both of them.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Azar, I'll make you a Zoom also. if you want.
And you could do the same thing. Everybody could come on Zoom.
Yes, Azar. Take
I
it.
hear you. Thank you.
I don't want to put you on the spot in front of everybody in the camera, but take it seriously. Talk to the Kale and take it seriously.
I thought you don't put short for chasana. You don't put short for chasana, but okay.
Okay. So someone will discuss it with his wife. Maybe
Not
she'll
even,
help him.
not even for oval, you put it off.
So
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man.
Good. Hatzlach, everyone. We'll see each other in Mitzvah tonight, 8:30.
Oh, man.
We're going to
Very much.
We're
we're
forced.
going to learn a sikha, and I want to start already doing a whole list of Dvar Toidas. I'm putting together a list that'll be Oived 19. 19 avoidedike Dvar Toidas on the Seder.
Okay.
Oived 19. Instead of
Put them in English. as
instead of
well,
COVID-19, we'll do the Oived 19.
but put them in English.
I'll tell you why Oived is 19. Because 18 is the regular number, Chai. But Oived Elakim does 1 over. So that's 19.
That's okay.
Oived 19. We'll do 19 Vertlach Dvar Toidas on the Agoda based on the Rebbe Sichas, and we'll start tonight.
Okay.
Do 20 so we go over it. We have more than it.
Yes. Kol hakavod. Okay.
Hatzlach, have a great day.
Okay.
Anybody want a yum yum? Okay, today is Gimel Nissen. Okay, Mishu'urei Amud Rabbanim. The daily study schedule of my revered father, the Rebbe Rashab, included the daily passage of Chumash with the commentary of Rashi, reciting the Tanakh by heart. 1 chapter from the Torah, 1 chapter from prophets, and from the Kesuvim. 1 chapter of Mishnah, a session of in-depth Gemara study covering 2 folios a week, a review of 3 Gemara per day, a study of the Talmud Yerushalmi, and a study session, though not every day, in the works of the halachic authorities. In the course of the year, he would also study the entire Midrash Rabbah. In weeks in which the text of the Midrash was extensive, he would borrow time and would repay it in the weeks whose text was shorter. The above listing of the subjects is obviously a partial one. It does not include, for example, the Rebbe Rashab's extensive studies and writings in the Torah's mystical and philosophical dimension. Presumably, the Rebbe Rayatz is informing us of his father's study schedule so that we may emulate it to some degree, each of us according to our abilities and our kochas. 2 approaches are evident here, 1 extensive and 1 intensive, an attempt to cover a broad range of fields in which many of the classic Torah subjects are represented, and B, a slow and patient rate of progress with no attempt to complete everything at once. There you go.
Oh,
All right, everybody should have a good day. Get started. We got a lot of work.
Yasher koach.
All right, my pleasure. See you all tonight.
see you. Bye.
Have a nice day, everybody.
You know what? You wait 20 how some of them are mamish.